Hello students, welcome to Social Science class 10th. In this video we will start our chapter first, development of economics. So student, what is development? Let us see what changes are done in recent years. This is which is called development. When our living standards, our traveling standards, our health facilities change with the time, this is called development. So let us take simple examples of development. Students, in earlier decades like 80s or 90s decades, these cars, ambassador cars, were prominent in use in India. This is the another type of car which was used mostly in India in 80s or 90s decades. But now in modern India we are using variety of cars, as you can see in this picture, and many more cars we are using. In the same way, our parents used to use these phones. All of you can understand what kind of these phones are. But now we are not using these phones, we are using advanced phones, Android phones, which are quite easy to use, which are very convenient, which can handle many more things other than calling. This is called development. So here are two examples of development. Let us go to chapter. So what is development? So student, development involves thinking about these questions. What type of questions? What are essential things that we require? Can life be better for all? How should people live together? Can there be more equality? This is called, and thinking about these questions is called development. Means if we are thinking about better life, then we will develop our standards, we will develop our technologies. If we require essential commodities for daily use, then we can develop things, equipments. Can there be more equality? Means we need to develop our government system. So thinking about these questions is called one part of development. Development is a complex task, and this chapter we shall make a beginning at understanding development. So in this chapter we will study different things which are involved in development in different fields like political, medical, technical and economic field. So this type of development we will discuss in this chapter. What development promise different people, different goals. So students, all of you can understand that development goal for different people may be destructive for each other. So this can be understood by the examples. For example, a landless rural laborer, a person who need labor. What kind of development goal he have? More days of work and better wages. Local schools is able to provide quality of education for their children. There is no social discrimination, and they too can become leader in the village. So this is the development goal of a landless rural laborer. So what are his development goals? He need more wages, more working days, good government schools, better quality of education, and his political status. All these things he needed. But on the contrary, if we talk about the prosperous farmers from the Punjab, he need high family income through higher support price for their crops and through hard working and cheap labor. So this is the contrary goal. cheap labor, but the laborer need better wages. So cheap means farmer wanted to pay less because they wanted to earn more, but the laborers want more wages, more labor. So this is the contradictory goal. Similarly, farmer who depend on rain for growing crops, so what will be his development goals? He need irrigation system, he need different type of government scheme to develop a irrigation system or a tube well. So this kind of development goal he can expect. A rural woman from a land owning family, maybe she is expecting for better education in cities. Urban unemployed youth, what would he need? Maybe he is needing job, better wages, better quality of life. A boy is from rich urban family, maybe he required a new car, better house, whatever. So students, your work is to fill these development goal of different people. Some are done for you, but the rest of the things which are left blank, fill these with your understanding what can be the development goal for a farmer, a rural woman who belong to land owning family, urban unemployed youth, and boys from rich. I have given you hints. You can do better than my hints. A girl from rich urban family, she gets as much as freedom as her brother and is able to decide what she wants to do in life. She is able to pursue her studies abroad. An Adivasi from Narmada Valley. So Adivasi from Narmada Valley, because on Narmada river dams was planned to construct. So what a Adivasi needed, he needed to have his protected forest for maintaining or sustaining his and his tribe's life. This type of development he needs. So students, these persons have same notion of development or different type of notion of development. So all of you have read this table and studied this table. In this table we have seen that different people have different development goals. So our next question will be this, that different people have different development goals. What may be development for one may not be development for others. It may even be destructive for the others. So development for one may not be development for others. It may be destructive. Take the example, see, to get more electricity, industrialists may want more dams, but this may submerge the land and disrupt the lives of people who are displaced, such as tribals. They might resent this and may prefer small check dams or tanks to irrigate their lands. Means making or constructing a dam is development for industry, but it is not development for those people who are living near these rivers on which dam is going to be constructed. So this can be destruction. Development for one may not be development for others. Take another example. For example, some children are working in a store or in a factory. Their education is not pursued because they have to feed their family, so that is why they cannot go to school. But the factory owners getting less paid workers, means children are paid less as compared to an adult person. So employing children in factory is development for factory owners, but children are going to factory but they are not going to schools. This is not development for those children who are going to factory. So this can be destructive. So students, you can understand this question. Development goals for different people cannot be same. Maybe it can be destructive. Development for one may not be development for others. It may be destructive for others. So all of you can understand this. So students, there is another question, that besides income, besides seeking more income, what are other development goals of people? So income is not a criteria for having better life, because money cannot buy everything. So the question can be asked in this way also, money cannot buy everything. Explain this statement. So, or besides income, what other goals people have? As we have read in the table, people require regular work, better wages, decent price for their crops and other products. So this kind of requirement they needed for their development. So beside income, what other things they required? Equal treatment, freedom, security, respect for others, and self-respect. All these are important goals besides income. Money can buy only material things, but quality of our life also depend on non-material things mentioned above. Students, suppose you are living in a country where there is no democracy, only dictatorship, and you own a lot of property. You have millions of pounds in your bank balance, but what is the use of that bank balance if we are not allowed to go out without permission of dictators? So this is not development. Money, you have millions of pounds in your bank, but you cannot go out without the permission. Or take the example of North Korea. People who are living in that country, obviously they can be rich or poor, but the rich in that country cannot go out against the will of their dictator. It means money cannot buy everything. You are living in a country where democracy is prominent. You are free to move anywhere in country. You can propagate any religion, you can propagate any kind of business, and keeping in mind the fundamental duties and rights. So these things are given or provided by our government because we have democratic type of government. But think about those countries where democratic rights are not given. So it means income is not only the development goals. Beside income, there are many things which are required for sustaining life. Here is another example, that if you get a job in far off place, before accepting that job, you will consider many factors apart from income, such as family facilities for your family, working atmosphere, or opportunity to learn. In another case, a job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhance your sense of security. Another job, however, may offer high pay but no job security and also leave no time for your family. This will reduce your sense of security and freedom. So people will think about their family, their freedom, their growth, except along with income. Along with income, people will think about these aspects or factors. So students, suppose women are engaged in work, their dignity in household and society increase. However, it is also the case that if there is respect for women, there would be more sharing of housework and greater acceptance of women work outside. What things women required at workplace? Safe and secure environment and freedom to work at any workplace. This kind of development they required along with their income. So that is why we can say the development goals that people have are not only about better income but also about other important things in life. So student can understand what is the role of income in life, and along with income what other factor responsible for development. So students, read this topic. If you are facing any problem, you can ask me. Thank you.